Musial Awards is a national award show that honors athletes and coaches from around the country for great moments of sportsmanship. In tonight's Making a Difference report, I traveled to San Antonio, Texas to meet one of the honorees, a teenager who turned heartbreak into one of the most heartwarming stories of the year.
SJB, we're ready.
In cheerleading, as in life,
Fight we will bring.
it's always good to be around people
And bridge,
who lift you higher.
leg up. That's a back walkover.
Though she's just 10, no one knows that better than Addie Rodriguez, who was born with spirit in her veins.
Go Eagles.
My daughter is bright, bold, and brave.
She started cheering for two reasons. First,
I just thought it was like a fun thing to do after school.
second, she was looking for a distraction. Her dad, Abel Rodriguez, is in the military. As a senior airman, he served in both Iraq and Afghanistan as part of a security force.
The hardest part was just leaving my family.
I kept on asking my mom, when's Daddy gonna come home? And it was kind of hard for me.
It got especially hard one afternoon while cheering at San Antonio's Central Catholic High School. But that's also where she found some shoulders to climb on. 18-year-old Matthew Garcia just graduated from Central Catholic, where he was one of the top runners on the cross-country team.
I like cross country because I can just run and not have to think about anything.
Garcia was thinking about making the state finals last year at the end of the season qualifying race. Days before, however, he donated blood at the school blood drive.
For me, it's just a sport, it's just a race. I can always run, but this could be life or death for people.
As it turned out, giving blood was probably the reason he had to give up on that state finals dream.
I took off a little too fast. I was in the lead for a little while, and then it hit me.
After a disappointing finish, Matthew wanted to talk to his mom. So he went over to Central Catholic, where she was watching her other son's middle school football game. She took a moment to console him.
You've done great all 4 years. One race doesn't determine who you are.
The race didn't tell us who Matthew is, but the next few minutes did. It was about this time that Addie was getting ready for her next routine, when all the cheerleaders were joined by their dads. A few days before the game, the fathers had rehearsed a routine with their cheerleading daughters. But Addie missed practice that day. Her father was going back to the base in California, and she was saying goodbye.
It was kind of hard for me to know that he was gone. So when he left again, when he left again, it was hard for me to say bye.
It's hard to see him go. And Addie was still emotional when all the other dads lifted their daughters on their shoulders.
And they said, Matthew, look. And he turned, and then just in the blink of an eye, he took off. And I thought, what's going on?
What was going on is that Matthew was running out of the stands, jumping 2 fences, and kneeling beside Addie.
He was like, do you want to get up on my shoulder? And then I was like, I nodded my head and I was still crying, but then all after that, it just happened so fast.
In that moment, Matthew gave Addie wings.
I just cried, honestly. I was amazed. I was really sad to see her struggle and go through that, especially because her dad's in the military. And then it was so sweet, too, to see that a complete stranger would do that for somebody else.
It might have been a small gesture, but it was the biggest thing in the world to me because he did something that I should have been doing.
It all happened so fast that the Rodriguez family didn't even know Matthew's name until days later when Addie's mom put a query on Facebook. That's when it seemed all of San Antonio learned about the story.
People coming off the street, coming in, wanting to give a letter, a thank you letter to Matt, wanting to know who this individual is.
There was one person who didn't understand what all the fuss was about.
I was thinking it was just a little thing I could do to make somebody's day. It wasn't a big gesture, I didn't think.
After helping to mend one heart, Matthew is now at Baylor University studying to become a cardiologist.
I know that I'd be making a difference in people's lives, like a major difference in their lives.
To this day, he'll tell you what he did was just a little thing. But for one family, it meant everything.
I'm happy that everyone else has gotten a chance to see what I've always seen in him.
There were 100 people in the stands who could have done the same thing, and no one did. He did.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Matthew Garcia, a young man who put a young girl on his shoulders and lifted us all.
It just changed everything for me.
Both Matthew and Addie will be in St. Louis next Saturday, and that's just one of many amazing moments that will be honored at the Musial Awards. And you can be part of the most meaningful night in sports and the television broadcast. Tickets start at just $10. For more information, just go to our website or musialawards.com.